The city feels different today. You are walking down a narrow, cobblestone street in the historic quarter of the town. Usually, this street is bustling with people, but this afternoon, the rain has washed everyone away. It is just you, your umbrella, and the rhythmic sound of water hitting the fabric above your head. Pat, 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 drum. The sky is a tapestry of slate gray and charcoal, heavy and low. It is one of those afternoons where time seems to stand still. The air is cool and damp, carrying the distinct, metallic scent of wet pavement and city rain. A gentle mist is rising from the ground, swirling around the glowing street lamps that have flickered on early to combat the gloom. You are walking with a purpose, but you are not rushing. There is something deeply romantic about walking alone in the rain when you have a destination. You are wearing your favorite trench coat, the collar turned up against the chill. Your hands are buried deep in your pockets, warm and dry. Your boots make a solid, satisfying sound on the wet stones, splashing softly through shallow puddles. You look around at the shop windows as you pass. A bakery with its lights off, a closed florist shop filled with dark green ferns. The city is taking a nap. But you are looking for one specific place. A place you know well. A sanctuary that always stays open for wanderers like you. You turn a corner, and the wind picks up slightly, blowing a spray of fine rain against your cheek. It feels refreshing, a reminder that nature is alive even here in the city. And then, halfway down the block, you see it. The bookstore. It is tucked away between two taller buildings, humble and inviting. The sign above the door is hand-painted wood, swinging gently in the wind, the paper lantern. But it is the window that draws you in. In a world of gray and blue, the front window of the bookstore is a beacon of warm, golden amber. Through the glass, which is streaked with rain, you can see rows upon rows of books. You can see tall shelves reaching up to the ceiling, ladders on rails, and soft lamps casting pools of light on comfortable armchairs. It looks like a painting of comfort. It looks like the warmest place on earth. A mild curiosity stirs within you. Is it crowded inside? Or will you have the place to yourself? Is your favorite chair by the back window available? You quicken your pace. The rain is beginning to fall harder now, transitioning from a gentle shower to a steady downpour. The sound on your umbrella becomes louder, a chaotic drumming that urges you to get indoors. You reach the shop front. You pause for just a second under the awning. You shake your umbrella, sending a shower of droplets onto the sidewalk. You can smell it even from here, that faint, intoxicating aroma of old paper and binding glue leaking out through the cracks of the door. You reach for the door handle. It is made of brass, cool and smooth under your fingers, polished by thousands of hands before yours. You press your thumb down on the latch. Cling-ling. A small brass bell above the door chimes softly as you push it open. It is a welcoming sound, a signal that you are crossing a threshold. You step inside. The transformation is instant. As the heavy door closes behind you with a solid thud, the noise of the city and the storm is instantly cut off. The roar of the traffic and the wind is replaced by a hushed, reverent silence. And the warmth. Oh, the warmth. It wraps around you like a heavy, knitted blanket. The air inside is dry and still, heated by old radiators that click and hiss softly in the background. But it is the smell that hits you first. It is the best smell in the world. It smells of vanilla, of almond, of grassy paper, and leather. It smells of 1,000 stories waiting to be read. You stand on the doormat for a moment, just breathing it in. You are here. You are safe. The rain is now just a decoration, a backdrop for your afternoon of peace. You begin to unbutton your coat. You lower your hood. You are no longer a person fighting the storm. You are a reader, and you have come home. You stand there on the thick welcome mat, letting the silence of the bookstore settle over you. The contrast is profound. Just moments ago, your ears were filled with the chaotic rhythm of the city rain. Now, the only sound is the soft, distant hum of the world outside, muffled by thick brick walls and layers of books. It is a quietness that feels heavy with presence. It is not an empty silence, it is a silence filled with words that are waiting to be read. You take a deep breath, inhaling that signature scent again. Old paper, ink, wood polish, and perhaps a faint hint of coffee drifting from a back room. It is a scent that instantly lowers your heart rate. Slowly, deliberately, you begin the ritual of arrival. You are in no rush. The afternoon stretches out before you like an unwritten page. You shake your umbrella one last time and place it in the tall ceramic stand by the door. It joins a few others there, a colorful bouquet of wet fabric. Next, your coat. You undo the buttons, your fingers moving slowly. The fabric feels damp and cool on the outside, but underneath, you are warm. You slide the coat off your shoulders, feeling a sense of physical lightness as the weight leaves you. You hang it on the coat rack. As you do, you catch a glimpse of the shop floor. The bookstore is a labyrinth of comfort. The space is narrower than it looks from the outside, but it feels infinitely deep. The bookshelves are made of dark, polished mahogany, and they reach all the way up to the high ceiling. They are so tall that there are sliding wooden ladders attached to brass rails, waiting for someone to climb up and retrieve a forgotten treasure from the top shelf. The lighting is low and amber-colored. Instead of harsh overhead lights, the shop is illuminated by dozens of small reading lamps and vintage sconces attached to the shelves. This creates pools of warm, golden light and pockets of soft, cozy shadow. Dust motes dance slowly in the beams of light, swirling in the stillness. You step off the mat and onto the wooden floorboards. Creak. The floor gives a soft, friendly groan under your weight. It is an old floor, worn smooth by generations of book lovers. The sound is comforting, a reminder of the history of this place. You begin to walk slowly down the main aisle. To your left and right, the spines of thousands of books create a colorful mosaic. Some are new and glossy, their titles shouting in bold gold letters. Others are old and faded, with cloth covers in shades of dusty blue, forest green, and burgundy red. You run your fingertips lightly along the spines as you walk. Bump, bump, smooth, rough. The tactile sensation is grounding. You feel the texture of the embossed letters, the smoothness of the paper jackets, the roughness of the linen bindings. It connects you to the physical reality of the books. There are other people here, but not many. You spot a young woman in a thick sweater, hunched over a book in the philosophy section. You see an older man with glasses perched on his nose, examining a map. But everyone is silent. Everyone is respecting the sacred quiet of the library. It feels like a secret society, a shared understanding that for the next few hours, the outside world does not exist. You pause at a display table stacked high with new arrivals. You pick up a book at random. It is heavy in your hand. You open it to the middle, hearing the crisp sound of the pages parting. You read a sentence, just to hear the voice of the author in your head. Then you close it and place it back gently. You are not just looking for any book today. You are looking for the book. You don't know exactly what it is yet, but you know you will recognize it when you find it. You are looking for a story that matches the mood of the rain. Something atmospheric. Something deep. Something that will take you far away. Your eyes are drawn to the back of the shop, past the fiction section, past the history shelves. There is a small, semicircular staircase made of wrought iron that leads up to a mezzanine level. That is where the poetry and classic literature live. That is where the best reading spots are. A mild curiosity pulls you forward. Is the armchair by the round window free? That is the best seat in the house. It overlooks the rainy street but is tucked away in a private corner. You continue your slow walk, the floorboards creaking softly with each step. The deeper you go into the shop, the quieter it gets. The smell of old paper becomes stronger, richer. You are moving deeper into the heart of the sanctuary. You approach the wrought iron spiral staircase at the back of the shop. It looks like a piece of art, a delicate black corkscrew winding its way up into the shadows of the mezzanine level. This is the path to the quieter, more secluded part of the bookstore, the home of classics, poetry, and rare editions. You place your hand on the cold metal railing. It feels solid and grounding. You take the first step. Clang. The metal step makes a soft, dull sound under your boot, different from the creak of the wooden floor below. You ascend slowly, your hand sliding up the smooth rail. Round and round you go. With every step, you rise higher above the main floor. The air seems to get a little warmer as you climb, heat rising to gather in the rafters. You reach the top and step off onto the wooden gallery of the mezzanine. The atmosphere here is even more intimate. The ceiling is lower, creating a sense of being in a secret attic or a treehouse. You walk over to the wooden railing and look down. From here, the bookstore looks like a maze of mahogany and paper. You can see the tops of the bookshelves, dusty and filled with overflow stock. You can see the other customers moving silently below, like small figures in a quiet play. You feel removed from them, hidden away in your high perch. But you are here for a book. You turn your attention to the shelves on this level. These books are different. They are older. The smell here is richer, a deep, complex perfume of vanilla, almond, and dry earth. It is the scent of lignin breaking down in old paper, a smell that every book lover knows and craves. You walk slowly down the narrow aisle, brushing your shoulder against the shelves. It is tight here, cozy. The rain is louder up here, closer to the roof. You can hear it pattering steadily against the slate tiles above, a rhythmic accompaniment to your search. Pat, 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 thrum. You scan the spines. You are looking for something specific, though you still don't know the title. You want something that matches the gray sky outside. Something melancholic, perhaps. Or something magical. Your eyes drift over the titles. Great Expectations. The Picture of Dorian Gray. Leaves of Grass. And then, you see it. It is tucked away on a lower shelf, almost hiding in the shadows. It doesn't have a glossy modern dust jacket. It is a hardcover, bound in a textured cloth the color of a stormy sea, deep, faded blue. The gold lettering on the spine is worn, barely legible, catching the dim light of a nearby sconce. You feel a pull. A quiet instinct tells you, this is the one. You reach out. You hook your index finger over the top of the spine and gently tilt it back. You slide the book out from its neighbors. It comes away with a soft friction sound, paper sliding against paper. You hold it in your hand. It has a satisfying weight to it. It feels dense, substantial. You run your thumb over the cloth cover. It is rough, woven, and feels real. It is cool to the touch. You open the book. CRR rack. The spine gives a gentle, polite protest. It sounds like it hasn't been opened in years. You look at the pages. They are thick and creamy, the edges slightly yellowed with age. The font is an old-fashioned serif, dark and crisp against the paper. You lift the open book to your face and take a breath. Inhale. There it is. That intoxicating scent of history and stories. It smells of 100 rainy afternoons like this one, trapped between the pages. You read the first line. The words flow effortlessly into your mind, painting a picture instantly. You feel a connection. Yes. This is exactly what you needed today. This story will be your companion while the storm rages outside. You close the book gently, holding it close to your chest like a found treasure. You have the story. Now, you need the space. You remember the spot you hoped for, the armchair by the round window at the far end of the mezzanine. You turn your head to look. The corner is shadowed, tucked away behind a tall stack of poetry collections. You can just see the edge of the velvet chair. Is it empty? You begin to walk towards it, the floorboards of the mezzanine groaning softly under your feet, the blue book held tight in your hand. The rain drums harder on the roof, cheering you on. You walk past the tall shelves of poetry, your boots moving silently on the runner rug that lines the mezzanine floor. You approach the far corner, holding your breath slightly, hoping that your sanctuary is waiting for you. You round the final stack of books, and you smile. It is empty. The best seat in the house is yours. This corner is a masterpiece of coziness. It is tucked away in a small alcove, hidden from the view of the main floor below. It feels like a private room within a room. Dominated by a large, high-backed armchair, the space invites you in. The chair is upholstered in a deep, emerald green velvet, the fabric worn smooth on the arms where countless other readers have rested their elbows over the decades. It looks soft, forgiving, and incredibly comfortable. Next to the chair is a small, round table made of dark oak. On it sits a vintage brass reading lamp with a green glass shade, currently unlit. And right beside the chair is the window, a beautiful, circular window like the porthole of a ship. You step into the alcove. You feel an immediate sense of ownership. For the next hour, this is your home. This is your castle. You place your chosen blue book gently on the small oak table. You turn to the chair and slowly lower yourself into it. Sink. The cushions are soft but supportive. You settle back, feeling the velvet against your clothes. The chair seems to hug you, wrapping around your shoulders and back. You wiggle slightly, finding that perfect position, extending your legs out comfortably. You let out a long, slow exhale, releasing the last bit of tension from your walk. You are off your feet. You are out of the rain. You are perfectly supported. Now, you turn your attention to the window. From this seated position, the world outside looks like a watercolor painting. The rain is lashing against the round glass, blurring the view of the street below. You can see the gray shapes of buildings, the wet shine of the pavement, and the glowing red taillights of cars passing by slowly. But it is all silent. The thick glass keeps the city at a distance. Here, the sound of the rain is different again. It taps rhythmically against the glass pane next to your ear. Tap, tap, splash, tap, tap. It is a crisp, immediate sound that emphasizes just how dry and warm you are inside. The alcove is a little dim, lit only by the ambient amber glow coming from the main shop. It is time to create your own little pool of light. You reach out to the brass lamp on the table. The metal is cool under your fingers. You find the small switch on the base. Click. A soft, warm light instantly floods the corner. It illuminates the green velvet of the chair, the dark wood of the table, and the textured cover of your book. It creates a small, golden circle of focus. Everything outside this circle, the rest of the bookstore, the mezzanine, the rainy city, fades into the shadows. It is just you and the light. You pick up the book again from the table. You hold it in your lap. You run your hand over the cover one last time, appreciating the texture. You feel a wave of anticipation. You are about to disappear into a story. You open the book to the first page. The creamy paper glows under the light of the reading lamp. The words stand out, sharp and inviting. You read the first sentence again. Then the second. Your eyes move slowly across the page. The world around you begins to dissolve. The sound of the rain becomes a background hum, a white noise that keeps you focused, keeps you calm, and keeps you here. You turn the first page. Rustle. The sound is crisp and satisfying in the quiet alcove. You are reading. You are resting. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Time begins to lose its meaning in the alcove. You have no idea how long you have been sitting here. It might have been 10 minutes, it might have been an hour. The only clock that matters is the turning of the pages. Rustle. You turn another page. The sound is soft and crisp, a dry whisper in the quiet corner. You smooth the paper down with your hand, feeling the texture of the print under your fingertips. You are completely immersed. The story has pulled you in. The walls of the bookstore have dissolved, replaced by the landscapes of the book. You are no longer sitting in a green velvet chair in a rainy city, you are wandering through the world written on these pages. You can see the scenes unfolding in your mind's eye, vivid and bright, fueled by the quiet atmosphere of the shop. Outside, the storm has settled into a steady, heavy rhythm. It is no longer a chaotic downpour but a continuous, droning curtain of water. It wraps around the building, sealing you in. Thrum, splash, thrum. Occasionally, a gust of wind buffets the round window, and the rain lashes against the glass with a sudden burst of energy. It sounds like a handful of gravel being thrown against the pane. But instead of disturbing you, it only deepens your focus. It reminds you that the elements are wild out there, which makes the stillness of your little circle of light feel even more precious. You shift slightly in the armchair. The velvet is warm now, having absorbed your body heat. It holds you comfortably. You cross your legs, settling deeper into the cushions. You are so still that your breathing has become shallow and slow, matching the quiet hum of the room. Your eyes move across the lines of text. Left to right. Left to right. It is a rhythmic, repetitive motion, almost like a pendulum swinging. This movement is hypnotic. It occupies your conscious mind, keeping it busy while your body begins to shut down. The smell of the old book rises up to meet you. As the book warms in your hands, the scent of the paper becomes stronger. It is a comforting, dusty sweetness, vanilla, almond, and history. It is a soporific scent, a smell that signals safety and rest. You reach the bottom of the page. You lift your hand to turn it, but your arm feels heavier than before. It moves slowly, languidly through the air. You turn the page. Rustle. You read on. But slowly, subtly, the words begin to change. They are no longer sharp, individual carriers of meaning. They are starting to blur together slightly. The sentences are becoming longer, winding like a river. You find yourself reading the same paragraph twice, not because you didn't understand it, but because your mind drifted away mid-sentence. You drifted to the sound of the rain. You pause for a moment, resting your eyes on the creamy white margin of the page. You listen. The bookstore is silent below you. No one is walking. No one is talking. The only sounds are the settling noises of the old building, the creak of a cooling radiator, the shift of a wooden beam, and the relentless drumming of the rain on the roof and the window. You feel a wave of heaviness settle over your forehead. It feels like a warm hand resting gently on your brow. The tension in your face is melting away. Your jaw unhinges slightly. Your tongue drops from the roof of your mouth. The tiny muscles around your eyes soften. You try to go back to the story. You read another sentence. But the effort feels immense. The characters in the book seem far away now, their problems unimportant compared to the overwhelming comfort of this chair. The book itself feels heavier in your hands. It feels like a stone tablet. Your grip on the cover loosens. The book tilts forward slightly, resting against your stomach. You blink. Blink. Your eyelids feel thick. They slide down over your eyes slowly, like heavy velvet curtains closing on a stage. Keeping them open requires a conscious effort that you are less and less willing to make. You look at the brass lamp on the table. The light is golden and soft, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air. You watch one dust mote floating, drifting, spiraling down in the warmth of the bulb. It moves so slowly. You follow it with your eyes until it disappears into the shadow. A deep, long sigh escapes your lips. It is a shuddering sigh of pure relaxation. You realize that you are not really reading anymore. You are just looking at the words. The shapes of the letters are comforting, but their meaning is slipping away. You are floating in the space between the story in the book and the story of the rain. The rain is winning. The rhythm of the water against the glass is a lullaby. Tap tap thrum, tap tap thrum. It is a constant, steady beat that resonates with your own heartbeat. It tells you to let go. It tells you that there is nothing else you need to learn, nothing else you need to know today. You let your head tip back slightly against the high back of the chair. The velvet is soft against your neck. You let your shoulders drop another inch. Your hands, holding the book, relax completely. The book remains open in your lap, but you are no longer holding it up. You surrender its weight to your legs. You close your eyes for just a second. Just to rest them. The darkness behind your eyelids is warm and friendly. It is filled with the afterimage of the golden lamp and the sound of the gray rain. You tell yourself you will open your eyes in a moment. You will read one more chapter. Just one more. But not yet. Right now, it feels too good to just sit here. To just be. To listen. You are hovering on the edge. The boundary between the bookstore and the dream world is dissolving. You are safe in the alcove. You are hidden from the world. You are warm. You drift. You are sitting in the green velvet chair, your head resting back, your eyes gently closed. The decision has been made without you even realizing it. You are not going to read anymore. You are not going to get up. You are going to stay right here, suspended in this perfect moment of peace. The book is still open in your lap, resting heavily on your legs. Its weight is comforting, a physical anchor that keeps you grounded in the chair while your mind begins to float away. You can feel the texture of the open pages against your fingertips, which are resting loosely on the paper. You don't move your hand. It feels too heavy to move. It feels good just to let it be. With your eyes closed, the world of the bookstore begins to fade. The rows of books, the spiral staircase, the amber lights, they are all dissolving into a soft, warm darkness. The visual world is gone. Now, there is only the world of sensation and sound. bring your attention to the sound of the rain. Thrum, tap tap, shhhh. It is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard. It wraps around the building like a thick, protective cocoon. You visualize the rain hitting the round window next to you. You imagine the water streaming down the glass, washing away the dust, washing away the stress, washing away the world outside. The glass is the barrier. The rain is the guard. And you are the treasure hidden inside. Now, focus on your breathing. You notice that it has slowed down significantly. Inhale, deep and slow. Exhale, long and soft. You are breathing in the scent of the old books, that dry, sweet vanilla aroma. It is a tranquilizer for the soul. With every breath out, you are releasing a little more of yourself into the chair. Let's send a wave of relaxation through your entire body. Focus on your feet. They are warm inside your boots. Imagine a warm, golden light forming around your toes. It feels like stepping into a warm bath. This light softens the muscles in your feet, your arches, your ankles. They feel heavy. They feel asleep. Let that warm light travel up. It moves into your calves. The muscles there, which carried you through the rainy city streets, finally let go. They unclench. The tension melts away like ice in the sun. The warmth moves into your knees, softening the joints. It flows into your thighs. Your legs feel incredibly heavy now, sinking deep into the cushion of the chair. You couldn't lift them if you tried, and you don't want to try. The wave of relaxation moves into your hips and your lower back. You feel the velvet of the chair pressing against your spine, supporting you completely. You realize you don't have to hold yourself up anymore. The chair has you. You surrender your weight to it. Move your attention to your stomach. Let it go soft. Let it rise and fall gently with your breath. The knot of anxiety that sometimes lives there has uncoiled and vanished. There is only peace. The warmth travels up into your chest. Your heart is beating slowly, steadily, a calm rhythm that matches the rain. Thump, thump. Thump, thump. Now, your hands. They are resting on the book. The relaxation flows down your arms, through your elbows, into your wrists, and out to your fingertips. Your fingers uncurl completely. Your arms feel like dead weight in your lap. They are dormant. They are resting. And now, the most important part, your shoulders and neck. This is where you carry the day. Imagine someone is gently placing a warm, heavy towel over your shoulders. The heat penetrates deep into the muscles. Your shoulders drop down, away from your ears. The tightness in the back of your neck dissolves. Your head feels heavy against the high back of the chair, perfectly supported. Finally, the relaxation reaches your face. Unclench your jaw. Let your mouth hang slightly open. Let your tongue rest in the bottom of your mouth. Smooth out your cheeks. Smooth out the tiny muscles around your eyes. Imagine a cool hand brushing across your forehead, wiping away the thoughts, wiping away the worry lines. Your scalp relaxes. Your entire body is asleep. It is a heavy, warm, vibrating vessel of peace. Only your mind is left, flickering like the last ember in a fire. You try to think about the story in the book, but the characters are fading. They are walking away into the mist. You try to think about the city outside, but you can't remember what it looks like. Everything is far away. Everything is unimportant. The sound of the rain becomes a drone. It is a constant, steady vibration that pulls you down. 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 You are drifting on a sea of old stories. You are floating in a boat made of paper, sailing on a river of ink, under a sky of gray rain. The boundary between being awake and being asleep is gone. You are crossing over. The bookstore is watching over you. The thousands of books on the shelves are standing guard, silent sentinels protecting your rest. The lamp is still shining its golden light, but you are deep in the velvet darkness now. You feel a profound sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the shelter. Gratitude for the warmth. Gratitude for the silence. You are safe. You are hidden. You are loved. Let go of the last thread. Let go. Sleep. Deep, restorative sleep. The rain continues. The story continues in your dreams. Good night.